Julia Underdah describes her work as formal and abstract, but also very emotional and physical. She is inspired by multiple artists associated with post-minimalism. Post-minimalism was a period of art spanning from the 1960s to the mid-1970s. The artists associated with the movement were inspired by the aesthetics and materials of minimalism, but strove to incorporate a focus on the human body and a more personal, emotional feel. Have you heard of the term minimalism? What comes to mind when you hear that word? Specifically, Julia has mentioned the artist Eva Hesse as an inspiration for her work. Maybe you have heard of her already, or maybe one of your favorite contemporary artists is inspired by her. Eva Hesse lived from 1936 to 1970 and is remembered today as a groundbreaking leading artist of the post-minimalist movement. Post-minimalist artists introduced new types of materials more suggestive of the human body and sometimes of skin, whereas minimalist artists used more industrial materials. Hesse's work was explicitly somatic and, like Julia's work, inscribed conditions of bodily experience within abstract forms. Interestingly, though, Julia Underdah leans into using more industrial materials such as roofing rubber to reference the body. This piece is reminiscent of Eva Hesse's work, Untitled or Not Yet, which features dangling nets filled with lead weights, paper, and plastic. In contrast, Julia Underdah's piece is grounded. Why do you think she chose this specific arrangement and display for the sculpture? You will also notice that Julia is working with sturdier, more industrial materials. The clean white plaster is a hard, rigid material. And yet, after being cast in pantyhose, it seems to appear soft and organic. Bits and pieces of the pantyhose are left behind on the sculpture. What does this piece make you feel or think about? Does the way that the artist uses the materials, or the materials themselves, remind you of anything in particular?